Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. My freedom subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we are going to be covering the 2024 presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald John Trump, the former president of the United States. I've been feeling very sick, so that's why my voice is a little different today. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a like, and let me know in the comment section below what you do think. I will also add up all the other descriptions and stuff like that as well. Um, but I'm making two parts of this video. One part of this video is going to just be this entire video. It's going to be uploaded and posted. The other part of the video is going to be co-joined with another Kamala Harris video that I did back in 2020. You can kind of see the side-by-side comparison of what I say now compared to what I said back then. And you can kind of make that determination of who you think is going to win the United States presidential election. Now, hopefully we get a response in this video. I mean, in the past, when I did Joe Biden and Robert Kennedy and Trump, I was trying to see who was going to win the United States presidency. We kept getting the fact that every candidate was going to win, but we didn't get a definitive answer on who. And there was some people dropping out still and stuff like that. Or now that they have dropped out, the last candidate still standing from the original race and the original setup was Donald John Trump. So we are going to find out more about this information and hopefully I hope to make another video, but I will be making more videos on YouTube. I am back. It's been a little bit difficult with my parents, stuff like that, and with my dog and stuff. But nonetheless, than that, we're just gonna begin. I don't think you guys want to hear about it, so we're just gonna get jump right into it. I have tons of questions. Everything is listed. Everything will be typed in the description below for you. So this is being recorded on September 18, 2024 at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so the first question that we're going to be asking today is, with the dropout of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris has officially become the Democratic nominee for president. What does this mean for both parties and the country as a whole? We'll take a look. Now, to keep in mind, this video is just for entertainment purposes only. Okay. So, Spirits and Angels tell me, with former president and current president of the United States, Joe Biden and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dropping out of the presidential election, and Kamala Harris assuming the role of the Democratic nominee. What does this mean for both the Democratic Republican Party and for the country as a whole now that she is the nominee for president? Okay, we'll take 3 cards. We'll make it simple. Okay, that's too many. Give me 3 cards. Okay. I feel like you guys can't see this, so let's try to get a little closer here. Okay, this is the past. Now give me the present. Okay, this is the present. Now give me the future card for Kamala Harris. Okay, we have the future card here. All right, so the first card that we got for in terms of the past is the Queen of Cups. Now this card for me symbolizes that Kamala Harris has been playing the long game, the waiting game, and I don't mean to be crude here, but I'm like a sugar daddy. She expected him that. I'm not saying that in a way to disregard her, but in a way that's like, for example, you marry an older man and you'll say you're 24. You expect that when he dies, your name to be in the will and you're going to take over what he had. You're going to hopefully assume that. In this aspect, she understood that there's going to come a time and a point where she's going to need to assume the role of president, or you both need to, with some capacity, take over for President Joe Biden. And she knew that. She knew that going in. So that's what she was preparing. This is the card that represents preparedness, knowing well in advance. She knew. This is her goal. This is the presidency. This is her staring at it. She's like, anytime now, anytime now. This is in the past. This is the present card, right? And the present card is understanding that it is not easy being president. And she understood that. That's why the feeling, the sensation was in the past. That she understood Joe Biden, what Joe Biden's going through is a lot harder than I initially anticipated. Running for president is the easy part. Being president is the harder part. And this is where it comes to the unification. President Obama was able to win on a coalition round of both Republicans and Democrats co-joining together in a movement unlike we have seen in quite a while. Same thing applies for Kamala. She thought she was going to be able to get that, but she does not. She is no Barack Obama. She does not have that broad appeal to Republicans and Democrats. Everything is too partisan. So it's going to be very reliant on turnout. This is what this election is about: just turnout, turnout, turnout. Who turns out more than the other? There is no undecided voter in this election because everybody has been through this election before. They already made up their mind before the election even took place. And that's what it's just saying. There are only maybe like a small handful of maybe undecided voters, but they're not fighting for the undecided. They're fighting for turnout. And that's what this election is about: turnout, the Emperor's card. An Emperor's card normally for me just symbolizes women and women's rights and stuff like that, environmental issues. But this card is reversed, and this card normally symbolizes for me removal of some sort, or being removed from the throne. She is the vice president, which means she is not president, right? But regardless of the outcome, she will no longer become vice president anymore in the future. And that's why the card is reversed. She's out of power. That office that she currently holds is vacant. I'm not saying that she doesn't win the 2024 election. It means that she will not be vice president anymore. That means that she might assume a higher position. She might get a promotion from the American people. That comes November. But this part also symbolizes Russia, foreign interference, foreign influence. Now, the final card represents what does this mean for Kamala Harris being the nominee for both parties and the country as a whole. It means the Page of Pentacles. It gives an opportunity, a golden opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity for young voters to kind of get their voice heard. When you see the Kamala Harris campaign, she campaigns similar to the likes of what you will see when it comes to a Gen Z style voter, a millennial voter. She's out there campaigning with memes, music, dancing, laughing, giggling. She's doing things that no presidential candidate has done before, and that is because she's making that a broad appeal to a larger base, a younger audience, so to speak. So what does this mean for Kamala Harris entering the race? It means that younger people are more likely to go out and vote. That's what that means. That's what that card symbolizes. It symbolizes that Kamala Harris entering the United States election means higher turnout. And it doesn't mean that we're going to have the turnout that we saw in 2020, which is theoretically very possible. But it means that a certain demographic is more enthusiastic and more a turnout base. Now, that would be the undecided voter, because people who are younger have not voted before, which means they don't have a political record on them. So nobody in the polling matchup when it comes to electoral college and stuff like that can accurately gauge how these people, this demographic is going to vote. You know, I have never been polled before by any of these advocates or polling groups, but yet I am young myself. They don't really account for the people in a larger swath of things, which means we don't really know how these people are going to vote until they come out and show up in November. That's the turnout game. This is key for Kamala Harris. So again, that's the answer for that question. And the next question is, in the past, Kamala Harris had told me spiritually that she would not become president when it coincided a Biden administration of Biden presidency, and that she would win 2028 or any election if she didn't run when Biden was still in office. Is this still true, or has the circumstances changed that made this false? Now, I will also add all these videos into the description with these questions, so if you want to watch those videos where I just say these things, you can go and do so on your own. But anyway, we're going to do this nonetheless. So, Spirit Angels tell me, let's actually use, I feel in this down here, America Eclipse. So there are an eclipse that is happening right now, and I think that is important that we get accurate information we can. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this card. Okay. Excuse me. Those spirits and angels tell me, in the past, Kamala Harris has told me spiritually that she would not become president coinciding a Biden administration. Give me 1 second. I apologize for that. It's a lot harder using these specific decks. They're very slippery. So spiritually angels tell me, Kamala Harris had told me spiritually that she would not become president coinciding the Biden administration of presidency. But she would rather win 2028 or any election when Biden is not the incumbent president. Had the circumstances changed, and does this claim or statement is still true? Now, this statement came out in 2020, but this is when she would assume the role or won the role of vice president. Just to keep in mind here. Okay, let's see. And here's the final card. The Four of Coins reverse. Okay, so the first card here is we have the Ace of Coins. And that Ace of Coins in reverse is telling me that when it comes to Kamala Harris thinking that she cannot win the presidency, she was doing it so based off the termination and the disapproval and the shame that people have for her as a likeness as a candidate. That what she was doing this off of. She was like, I can't win. I can't win the presidency with this type of disapproval. Now, remember, she did have a very low disapproval, but she has since then recovered that disapproval. The more and more she's in the spotlight. We do have here, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of Wands. We have here protest, women, Black women being locked up. We have major protests here. It says, I don't know what it says here, but it does show a lot of women. You have an older women, you have women in general. This is reverse. And she feels like, you know, even if she can't win this election is still a women's election. This is the women about a woman's rights and a woman's ability to choose her own path. And so what she's going to do is she's going to run on the notion that the only way a woman can be able to choose her path is by electing a woman to the office of the presidency. That would be the biggest blow to any president. However, that card is the Seven of Wands. That's the difficulty. How much do women really care about other women, you know? And I don't mean this in a sexist way, but like, for example, you know, if you talk to other women, the other women, they're not very supportive of one another. They're very jealous. They're very condescending towards one another. They're always out there gossiping. They just talk really bad about each other. Whereas men, I'm not saying all men are supportive of each other, but it's not as much gossip. It's not as much, you know, trying to stab the other in the back, especially fraternities, women fraternities. You look at those kind of similar mindset. She's hoping that that is not national. She's hoping that's only a small demographic of people who act like that. She betted on the fact that women will coalesce around together and will support other women. We do have the King of Cups reversed. This is the media, the news outlets, right? I know we have the Pope here, a godlike figure, somebody who feels like we're marching closer and closer to an authoritarian regime that is more of a nationalistic Christianity society where, what's it called? I think The Handmaid's Tale, something like that. That this is what we're marching towards. This is what the future holds. That you see a young girl here, scared, and look at all these people following this leader, right? This person. And there she is standing there, looking at you. Not looking at him, looking at you. And look here, this is like Donald Trump here. He's looking at that Christianity. She's looking at that entity, that being. But she's looking at you. And what does this mean? This means that Kamala Harris always has her eye on you. She has your back. Now, I have been a very strong advocate on this YouTube channel and in personal life where I don't support Kamala Harris. I have been very advocate on that. However, that has changed. But like I said, my opinion does not influence the cards. And the reason why I have said that is because when you start to realize the candidates that play here, that they represent you, she represents you, and nobody represents you. But she's representing, she's looking at you, she has her eyes on you. She's not looking at the big picture, she's not looking at what the plan is, she's just trying to win for you, essentially. You're the King of Cups reverse. The media's like, oh well. The media is not doing that. The media is allowing her to kind of have that notoriety that she needs in order to win. So, has it affected Kamala Harris' ability to win in this election? No. The answer is that what she has told me back in 2020 about her not being able to win this election in the year of President Joe Biden presidency, based on the cards, it tells me no. And this is the answer. Right? This guy walking away on this person sitting on the street with the 4 of coins. This is reverse. This tells me the American people are paying attention, are giving her a fair shot at the presidency. They're not saying that she's Biden. So that helped Kamala Harris tremendously. So for the next question that we're going to cover now is, in the past, in 2020, I've got that if Trump campaigned on being number 47 instead of President 45, because that means that if he's reelected, he becomes the 47th president, he'll be the first one since Grover Cleveland to do so. And that if he were to become president, he needs to campaign on the number 47 instead of 45. Former President Trump has since done that. Is this claim still true? That's what we're going to find out right now. Again, that video where I made that claim, it's also going to be in the description below. Reverse it? Okay. Okay, so we have here the Ace of Pentacles. Donald Trump has just been handed a major loss in the 2020 election. He was obviously and very clearly upset at the results. He's like, no, this is not possible. Nobody can reject me. I won last time. I won in 2016. How could they reject me in 2020? In this card here, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Wands upright. And this card is indicated to me, feeling like you're in a tight spot. You can't see your direction. You don't know what the result is, and you're obviously very scared and afraid. You are afraid that the American people may reject you once again, and that you can't accept the result, regardless if it goes your way or not. What this card here in the future was being presented in the future card here is a star card. And the star card here is normally for me symbolizes the balance and harmony within the US presidency, right? You have the 13 stars and stuff like that. The US presidency Oval Office. This card is reversed. So, if Donald Trump campaigned on being the 47th president of the United States, when I said in the past that would indicate that he would become president, this is saying here that that claim is no longer valid, that has changed since then. And that's what the card is saying, that no, Donald Trump will not become president on the basis of being campaigning on the number 47 alone. In the past, he would have, because circumstances and the energy were heading in that direction, making that claim true. But that claim is no longer true now. Okay, so we're going to do our next question. In an old reading I did, it stated that I stated, and the cards have stated, that the Democrats are on track to hold the White House for 8 more years beyond 2020. But you did say, however, the tarot cards did say that the foreign interference is a big factor in that ability. Is that still true? What it's basically saying is that the Democrats are on track with the current energies back in 2020 to win 2 more terms for the White House. So that would essentially put it in the 2030s. However, what it is saying here, it is saying that foreign interference can change that. And what we're asking right now is that claim still true? Can the Democrats hold and win the White House in 2024 and 2028? That is a question that still remains to be true. We're going to find out right now. So, spirits and angels tell me, is it true? It is still true that foreign interference will play a major factor in Democrats' ability to win the White House in 2024 and 2028, and that they could win the White House 3 times in a row from 2020, 2024, and 2028. Okay. The cards were made by me back in 2020, which is perfect for this reading. It is still true, spirits and angels. Okay, so the first card that we have here is number 5, breaking out, doing the impossible, doing the first thing possible in the presidency. So this was Joe Biden beating the incumbent president. The last time an incumbent president has been beaten on the presidency and to the Electoral College hasn't happened since 1992 during George W. Bush Sr. versus Bill Clinton back in 1992. But that's the last time this happened. The Democrats did the impossible. We have here in the center, we have feminine and masculine, yin and yang energies. This is the center focus. As it can be China. This is, I don't mean to say it like that, I said like the way Donald Trump did, but it give me China, it's giving me Asian influence. So you'll be surprised in the next, 4 more years, we're gonna start seeing Asian influence in American politics. Right? That's what it's saying, that's what it's seeing. So something major might happen on the in the Asian front that might influence the cause Asian country, start influencing US elections at home. So definitely keep on the lookout for that. That is the current energy at the moment. In the future energies, though, asking whether or not this is true, yes or no. The card that came out for the future was government, both Democrat, Independent, and Republican. What this is telling me now, it is telling me that it is not 100% definitive that every party had an equal shot at winning the presidency, including independent, which means that we could see an independent on the rise. We do have here diversity. Diversity is in reverse here. It's telling me that when there's diversity, there's multiple options. There's not many options right now for American people to figure out. But when it comes to the government and opportunity to elect people from different political parties, there's not many opportunities. There's a desire for that, but there's not. It doesn't exist right now. The card that follows here is male and women 0. So 0 is probably the key answer here. Is it still true? No, most likely it is not because there is a zero chance that it is true 100%. That means that this is also one of those statements that I made back in the past that is very viable to no longer become true. Because that is before the candidates took center stage and we knew who the candidates were going to that election. This is the energy going in that if sides with the Democrats doesn't mean that the Democrat outright win the presidency. They may win the popular vote in 2024 and 2028. The answer card is yes, it's reversed, which tells me the answer is no. So is can the Democrats win 2024 and 2028? The answer is no. And it's saying no because it's not 100% definitive. And it's saying that things have changed and that foreign interference will play a major factor in who becomes president. It is saying that that's not also the case as well. The American people still can vote. We do have here confusion. Confusion is a big card here. Confusion is key, but that indicates that the American people don't know who they're going to make up their minds with up until election day when they cast that ballot. That is what that card is saying. It's saying that it's very hard to make that kind of statement because Americans are so easily influenced and can change their opinion or vote on a flip of a hat like this. We do have the birthday card, and the birthday card is surprising. It's reversed. Unlikely. It's not going to be surprising the Democrats win the popular vote in 2024 and 2028. It might change after that, but this would be the century with Democrats dominating the popular vote. But it's not saying that the Democrats have a clear majority in winning the presidency. And we do have here a language barrier. And the language barrier means university, people coming together from all different backgrounds. Hello, bonjour, hola, ciao. Those type of things are telling me that there's a unification that's at play here, but a lot of people haven't unified against a certain ideology, which means that they're going to change soon. So it's saying to me that is this true, yes or no? The answer is no, it is not true because American people do not make up their mind until the day of when they cast that vote, even to the nanosecond, nonetheless. But nonetheless, we are going to move on to our next. Okay, we're going to start with our next question here. Since Biden dropped out, Kamala Harris has since then taken a marginal lead with the national popular vote, and in some swing states. Should voters take the polls at face value? Is Donald Trump or Kamala Harris being underestimated in the polling era. Let's find out right now. The poll's accurate. So Spiros and Angel, tell me. Kamala Harris has since then taken a marginal lead over Donald Trump in the national popular voting in many swing states. Should the voters take the polls at face value? Should the American people, take the polls at face value? Oops, I'm very clumsy today, as you notice. Okay, well, luckily this is going to be sped up. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Spirit Sanders Tommy. Should the American voter take the polls at face value? Let's ask that question first. So the way these cards work is when a card is upright, that is the meaning that we listen to. If the card is reversed, then we look at the back side, and that is the meaning they want us to focus on. So in case you don't know how these cards work, these are cards that I designed, but that's how the cards work. So question that we're going to ask right now, this is like a two-part question. We're asking is, are the polls right? Are they accurate is what we're asking. We have the healthcare industry reverse. Right, in the past, we had the FBI, CIA, we have Secret Service, intelligence agency in the past, right? So in some capacity, what this is saying, there's been some secret investigation and ongoing efforts in polling data, but then also in the national election and how they properly run. So there might be high scrutiny or even surveillance in the polling stations and where people go and vote. That is what it's saying, that there's some sort of invasion in American people's privacy and their a way to vote. It's almost like an eye washing. We do have here in the center card here, we have the polls are wrong in reverse. In this aspect, because it is reverse, it tells you the polls are right, that they are accurate. I believe that is to be true, and that's particularly because when you look at the polling data is more reasonable. There is no candidate in this type of political error and environment that can have a partisan environment where they're able to lead the electoral college by 8, 7, 9, and 9 points in the popular vote. That's just nearly impossible at this point. The poll does more accurate. They're under the 50% threshold, which means any candidate can win. But if the polls are correct, Donald Trump's ceiling with terms of voters has been roughly hovering around 47% of the national popular vote in the past two presidential election cycles. So what does that mean for the popular vote? Well, the Democrats need to expand beyond, where they were back in 2016, if Kamala Harris could hold more voters than what Clinton got back in 2016 and is able to maintain the coalition that Biden has built, she'll be able to win the presidency just using that narrative. However, that's not going to be possible, so she has to go out and get the rule of vote. She needs to flip voters. In order to win this election, like I said, there's no undecided voting. People have already made up their mind, which means that in order for her to win, she needs to go out and flip voters. We have the pandemic card. Ironically enough, the pandemic card is going to be a major factor. The pandemic and the handling of the pandemic and national issues. She needs to keep highlighting, keep reminding people of the pandemic and the things that they went through under Donald Trump. We do have here President Trump, or former President Trump, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. This card is reversed. Even though the pandemic card, they wanted to focus on it. I think it is very important for us to realize and to note that President Trump is very much has a record of being president and what he has done for the country. So the question is, for the first part of the question, is the poll accurate? Well, according to what I'm seeing in the card system, it's quite accurate. Depends on the accurate of what you're looking at in the polling area. It's going to be the Democrats are going to win the national popular vote. We already got that earlier in this video. However, so when you see a poll, the Democrats need to be ahead in the poll. But when it is tight and narrow, that's how you know that it's more accurate. We do also have as well, I'm going to show you this right now. We're making a national predictive electoral college map, and kind of like more of a revamp than what I did back in 2022 with the midterm. I'll show you right now. Pop it up. So on your screen right now, you see the what you call it? This interactive experience that I made for my people and people who watch my. Okay, I apologize for the technical difficulty, but what just happened? Okay, so you can see here, this is the electoral college map as of right now, according to what we see, who are going to win the presidency. We do have Kamala Harris narrowly winning the presidency with 273 electoral votes to 265, with Kamala Harris holding on to Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, and Nevada, while Donald Trump flipped the state of Arizona and Pennsylvania. So we also have the House of Representatives seat tracker. As of right now, we are on projecting that the Democrats will win the House of Representatives at the moment with 234 House seats to 204 House seats, with the Senate being nearly tied at 50-50. Here is the popular vote prediction over time. You can definitely see that the popular vote is very tight and a kind of margin. So when Kamala Harris goes up, so does Donald Trump. When Kamala Harris goes down, so does Donald Trump. You kind of see that in the results here in the data. This is the largest lead that Kamala Harris had at the moment. She's hovering only at 49.95% of the popular vote to 45.15% to Kamala Harris only having an edge of 4.8% in the overall popular vote. We do have here the electoral college over time to kind of see this here. Kamala Harris did have our prior polling of 319 to 219 electoral votes for Donald Trump. You can kind of see how the popular vote over time has been shifting in one favor or the other. But this has been something that I have made, and I will launch it on YouTube later on. But going back to the overall, so the second part of the question is we're going to active Kamala Harris or Donald Trump being underestimated in the polling data. That's what we're going to find out right now. Okay, we're going to do that question now. I apologize for the hiccup. Okay, so Spears Handle, tell me, are Donald Trump or Kamala Harris being underestimated in the polling data? So do we want card to represent Kamala Harris here? Do we want card to represent Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States? Give me one card. Okay. Give me one card that represents Donald Trump here. Okay. Interesting. So the card that represents Kamala Harris is Unsolved Mystery, which is trivia. People don't know who Kamala Harris is. Majority of people are just learning about her. For here, the card that represents Donald Trump is what's called Repulsive Leader. He has a record. Some people view him as that, some people don't view him as that. I'll leave that up to your own discretion. However, we are going to ask the question that we're asking right now. Is the poll accurate for Kamala Harris in the popular vote or the polling error? Is the polls correct for Kamala Harris in terms of her ability and outreach in the national popular vote and also the votes in the swing states? Is she being underestimated in the polls? Is Kamala Harris being underestimated in the polls? Yes or no? Give me one card. Is Kamala Harris being underestimated? Okay. I'm going to pause this right now. Okay. So the card that Kamala Harris got was called the food industry. Okay. Let's see what card that Donald Trump gets. Is he being underestimated in the polls? Is Donald Trump being underestimated in the national polling data and also the swing state polls? He got a lot, so we're just going to keep that, I guess. Okay. So we're going to do Kamala Harris first. We unsolved mysteries for Kamala Harris. We do have here the food industry. We have GMOs and other chemicals and quality and length of life. And that is important for Kamala Harris. There's not that much polling. So the poll input for Kamala Harris is more representative of Kamala Harris' ability to outreach because it's more short. People are kind of more open to voicing who they support in the poll rather than if Biden was on the ticket. We do have here for Donald Trump was the repulsive leader card. We have this is the way it was. I'm sorry. We have the nuclear war rebirth, which means we're leaning Democrat. Okay. We have the entertainment industry, which means inauguration day. Okay. We have here low turnout, which means high turnout. And then we also have here swing states decide. It is education. So, in terms of polling data for Donald Trump here, we have here leading Democrats. So in the past, in 2016, the polls were leading Democrat, heavily Democrat in the past, right? So this 2020, it was a lot closer than the polls had suggested. We also had here inauguration day. Donald Trump was the president of the United States and was elected back in 2016, lost narrowly in 2020. This is inauguration day. We have here high turnout, early voting. People are going to be more engaged in this election because it is a high stake election, similar to 2020, but I don't know if the polls and the popular vote turnout is going to be as high. We're going to find out later on. We do have here education, private and public schools, high tuition, and high school dropout. We have a lot major dropouts in this election cycle, and it making the polls kind of more erratic, and people kind of shifting who they support, but now kind of stabilized to the point where we're able to kind of gauge polling. But it is telling me here that Donald Trump does better even under high turnout elections. The president, Donald Trump base is very enthusiastic. That's why it says high turnout in his election. It does say that the poll does lean a little bit more Democrat than it does towards Donald Trump. So it is saying here that the poll is still underestimating Donald Trump rather than Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is still, her numbers seem to be holding inaccurate, whereas Donald Trump still has room to grow. So Donald Trump might be 48, 49% of the popular vote. So it looks to me like he is still growing his popular vote margin. Ironically enough, for this card here, when I'm looking, I'm putting the cards away, the back of the card said 269, 298 electoral votes, right? For 199 to 212 House seats to 52 to 48 Senate. I'm just saying that Kamala Harris wins. She'll win under 298. She only a dead heat, a dead tie, 269 tie goes straight to the House Representative. The House Representative will re-elect Donald Trump. So that's how that card is shown. The thing is very tight. Donald Trump could win this thing, and he doesn't need to win the popular vote to do it. Donald Trump is being underestimated in terms of high enthusiasm and high turnout in his favor. Okay, so for our next question here is many states have opted to do away with voting rights and are willing and able to project results they do not like. What does this mean for democracy and the 2024 presidential election? We're going to find out right now. The Spirit Angels tell me, what does this mean? Okay, interesting. So we have here the swing state, the size. It's tactics. Oh my God, I can't even say it right now with my throat. Tactics. The election of 2026, swing state decide. I have a feeling that tactics is a lot closer than the poll they're initially anticipating. I think that comes down to the Senate race and how unpopular Ted Cruz is. They may vote down ballot. We're going to ask that question after this. But the swing state of Texas will be a swing state in the 2026 midterms. So be aware of that. We do have here, it is being challenged by unsolved mystery. The unsolved mystery is telling me here that the Bermuda Triangle, Atlantis, and Egypt is being challenged to swing states. The swing states decide, just because Texas is on the card doesn't indicate that Texas will be the only swing state that will decide the election. It said decide, multiple states will decide the election. And the fact that it's being challenged by unsolved mysteries telling me here that there will be some few upsets, there will be a few surprises on election day. The polls may say one thing, it may flip the opposite way. It's going to be very interesting to see how the election turned out. Now, the card just on the right side here that came up, we have primary challenge, right? There's a challenge of some sort to how the election plays out and who wins the presidency. It says here that Congress will decide who is president. What this tells me is that almost essentially it gets thrown to the House of Representatives. No candidate reaches 270 electoral votes. That's interesting. And that, the fact of being away and doing away with voting rights and able to reject results throws the Constitution and throws the Electoral College into the House of Representatives. And the House of Representatives will have to make the determinative decision what happens now, because it has never happened before in the United States history where it has been continuously challenged in multiple states. We do have here electoral margin, 0 to 13 electoral votes. So there's something here, something is being decided, some sort of plan that's in play here to challenge the result of the 2024 election. We have here election fraud. It's very interesting to see how this is playing out, because we have the no fraud on top. We're telling you the election is secured, the election is accurate to how people voted. However, the belief that it is not secured is the problem. Election fraud. We have here power and control and misinformation, concealed ballots. It is telling me here that how that is being handled. It doesn't mean that the Electoral College is going into the House of Representatives, but the challenge to who wins the presidency, or even better yet, the voting right challenges that frauded the voters from being able to vote, or some capacity. There's some sort of prevention here, or even, really, there's some sort of prevention here that is preventing the will of the American people from being heard directly. And that's going to be decided in the House of Representatives, which might be one of those determinative elections where the election depends solely on who wins the House of Representatives. We do have here AI, that card is reversed. We have scientific revolution, DNA and artificial intelligence technology, and understanding physics, solar system, and extraterrestrial. We have a lot of UFOs and extraterrestrials coming around, but this card specifically is telling me for IBS. IBS, for people who want to, inseminate themselves and be able to have a higher chance of having a kid or a family. That is one of the key factors here. We do have here former President Donald Trump in the forefront in this plan. We do have here the Electoral College margin. Donald Trump wins roughly around 230 to 249 electoral votes. This tells me already that, because if you look at the House of Representatives, the House is 200 to 217. Donald Trump is the Republican nominee, which means that the Republican could get up to 217 House seats, 217 House seats, so as low as 200 House seats. But Donald Trump does improve beyond 2020 in terms of his electoral margin, which means this election is going to be a lot closer than 2020. We do have the electoral margin. Donald Trump here said that, no, I won by this margin, 313 to 369 electoral votes, and the Republicans won the House with 215 to 222 House seats and 54 Senate seats. So that is what Donald Trump claims he has, but this is what he really has. This is what Donald Trump really has. This is what he claims he has. Then we have here Republican flip. It's reversed, which means that swing states decide. The swing state of Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania will decide the presidency. This will be the Rust Belt that will decide the presidency, not Georgia, not Arizona. Those states and Nevada, those states are not swing states, not even North Carolina. It comes down to who wins the Rust Belt. Iowa is more in play now than it has been in a while. And that's going to be important as well, because this is on the card. These 5 states are swing states. They will decide who becomes president in the 2024 election. Only 2 months to go. So What happened? What did this mean? Well, very simple. There's some sort of challenge, there's some sort of prevention that's preventing people from winning. Donald Trump does better than he does back in 2020, but not enough to win the presidency, which tells me right now Kamala Harris will become president based on how the cards are going. But Donald Trump will challenge that and it will go to the House of Representatives nonetheless. Now we are going to ask for our next question is who will win the United States 2024 presidential election? Who is going to win the United States 2024 presidential election? Hopefully we can actually get an answer this time. Okay. Okay. And one final card here, Spirits Angel. Who will win the US presidency? Okay, let's see. So we have here, the first card that we have here is Democratic enthusiasm is very high. So Democrats will have higher turnout that will counteract the high turnout and enthusiasm on Donald Trump's side, which means it's massive 2020, which means it's going to be highly competitive. We do have here, we have the Electoral College, right? Democrats are more competitive on Electoral College than what it says at the moment. So Donald Trump was underperforming in some states. Kamala Harris is overperforming in other seats. We do have here removal from power, right? There's a person or entity who's removed from office, from power, grab, which means that that is true because the incumbent is not seeking re-election, which means he or she will be removed, which is President Joe Biden. President Joe Biden will not be the president next year. So removal from power, which means the Democratic incumbent is gone. We do have here, so first, we have experienced leader. Okay. Removal from power, experienced leader. Joe Biden is that experienced leader. He is the incumbent president. He's being removed. We do have here monopoly, pro-capitalism, robber baron, wealth gap. What is this telling me? It's telling me that there is some sort of someone trying to take something away from somebody else. We do have here, we have tight race. It's reverse. Majority leader. The U.S. Senate, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell. Chuck Schumer is the majority leader right now in the House of Representatives. The Senate, excuse me, pardon me. The Democrats are in control of the Senate with Chuck Schumer. We do have here, we have unsolved mystery. This is reverse. This is the voting rights, right? Easy access, early voting, mail-in ballots is reverse. But this is upright. This is telling me here that a majority leader, most people are going to be emphasizing the ability to vote through early voting, early access, and mail-in voting. So definitely keep note of that. That's a big thing. They are saying that the polls are right. This election is tighter than it has been in quite a while. So the polls are correct. We do have here a communicative leader, or charismatic leader. Right now, Kamala Harris is not charismatic, neither is Donald Trump. They don't have broad appeal among their political respective bases beyond their political base. So, Kamala Harris bringing in lots and lots of Republicans. She doesn't do that. Same thing with Donald Trump. We do have here as well as we have, actually the back of the card for that was reverse. What's it called? We have oil and gas industry, oil spill, Middle East, high gas prices. That played a major role in how people vote. We do have here the Electoral College margin, 313 to 369 electoral votes. But I don't think it's telling me the Electoral College margin. It is telling me the House of Representatives will go to the Pacific Party. We do have here roll culture, yes. So they're done. So that is the card. So we are going to actually see if we can get a definitive winner here. So Spirits Angel tell me for the roll culture, yes or no, who is going to become president of the United States? Who's going to win the United States presidency for Kamala Harris here, Trump here, or Trump here and Kamala Harris? So the person whoever's here will be the loser. The person on top will be the winner. The spirit angel, tell me who is on top. Okay, we're gonna do the loser first. Is it Donald Trump or is it Kamala Harris? Okay, we're gonna keep going until we get a card. I don't think we're gonna get an answer from this, but we'll see. Maybe I'll ask. The spirit angel, tell me who is going to be the winner in the 2024 presidential election. Okay. Do we get a Kamala Harris here or do we get a Donald Trump? Oh, they're gonna tell me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kamala Harris is on the back, but she didn't show up. Okay. We are going to ask the question again. This is more information, I guess. We're going to be right back. So, Spirit Angel Tommy, who will win the United States 2024 presidential election? We didn't get an answer definitively. I was hoping for an answer, but we're not going to get one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got a whole batch of cards coming in. So we're just going to ask one more time. Spirit Angel Tommy, who's going to become the United States president of the United States? Who's going to win the U.S. 2024 presidential election? I don't even know if there is a winner. That might be a hard thing. I'll tell you why the cards aren't giving me an answer. What could be wise? Keep telling me go straight to the House Representative. 1, 2, 3. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, so it says here that the Electoral College, it goes to Donald Trump. It says here who win the United States 2024 presidential election. It says here unsolved mysteries. We have 269, 298 Electoral College seats with Donald Trump winning the presidency. He wins because of the House of Representatives. It goes to the House. Yeah, it goes to the House. Okay, we're going to further amplify and either ask another question as well to see if we can gauge a different answer. I might use a different tarot card deck. Okay, Spirit Angel Tommy, what gender will assume the presidency on January 20, 2025? What gender? Is it male or female? What gender will assume the U.S. presidency on January 20th, 2025? Who will become president, male or female? Who will become president on January 20th, 2025? Male or female? Okay, they told me to flip it back, so I'll flip it back. Who will become president of the United States? Okay, so we have the Senate up for grab. That means that the House and the presidency is up for grab, which means it probably tells you don't know exactly who's president on Inauguration Day. We have here the court decided the results. We have here media interview, spin the story, talk to voters, rally and supporters. There's something going on, something big to happen in this election where we don't actually know who president is. We do have here, we have the reverse music industry, and we actually, ironically, we have it twice here, but this one is reverse, and this is the Electoral College margin, 285, 299 electoral votes. We do have here underneath the media interview, we have music industry, major politician, major music, people who do music, the interview and their endorsement really help. We do have here on the right side, we have both are still undecided for the presidency. Ironically enough, we have Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on the ticket. Except the political parties are a little bit different, but nonetheless, we do have the results are undecided for the presidency, same thing with the US Senate. We do have here Republicans lose, but actually it's the Democrats. So it seems to be at the moment, with the current way this is going, that Kamala Harris will not be president. And yeah, will not be president. So that's what I see here. The cards are saying that we're going to act this deck here because this deck might be a little bit more accurate. What gender will assume the presidency on January 20th? What gender will assume the presidency on January 20th? Okay, let's see. We have transportation, it's reverse. We have a man in jail, something happens. We have an escape plan reverse, right? There's no escape from reality. Someone's going to jail, something's happening, someone's going to jail. We have here education again, which is another big card that came up, education, right? Number 77, reverse. We are congratulating somebody. This is Thanksgiving, so this is after. This is the month of November. People are happy. Health care and wait, something's going on here. We have a yellow color. Let's see if we can get a different color here. Okay. Last little dashes, people coming together, aliens. There's a surrender. Somebody's surrendering something. Foreign policies, foreign entities, foreign governments, excuse me. This is upright. Okay. Family tree, reverse. We have the clown, reverse. Right, this normally card indicates Trump in 2020. We have college student. There's some sort of cloud on here. The person on top is a man. It looks to me that it's going to be Trump that becomes president. So as of right now, the readings show that President Trump will become president.